Guys, this video is all about how much training you should do to get hypertrophy, essentially your training volume. Training volume can be measured as sets times reps times load, and you can measure this per exercise, per session, and per week. Now, there seems to be a somewhat dose-response relationship between training volume and hypertrophy, in as much as the more you do, the better the gains in size you'll get, up to a point. And this is actually on like an inverted U shape, describes it, where there's a peak, optimal hypertrophy, and then as you go past that and past your ability to recover, you actually get less and less results. And this really was pinpointed in Wormborn's systematic review, where he showed that looking at the biceps, the elbow flexors, but the bicep muscles, that when you did 7 to 38 reps a set, you got per session for the biceps, you got improved growth over baseline, over doing nothing. And then 42 to 66 reps, that increased even further. Now, actually that then dropped off at 74 to 120 reps per session. So for the biceps, based on that research, there's a sweet spot in the middle there where more is better, but going beyond that point isn't. Now, his research wider, looking at more muscle groups, on general seems to show that doing 30 to 60 repetitions per session per muscle group was the sweet spot and got the best results, and going above that was actually too much volume. Now, this is obviously highly individual in your training experience, but it's worth knowing and providing guidelines for your training. Another thing to consider is the law of diminishing returns and how this applies to hypertrophy. It states that the more you do something, the less return you get. So in the case of hypertrophy, it seems that the first set is the most important, and each subsequent set provides a reduced stimulus. So whilst doing more is better, the magnitude of the improvement is smaller and smaller with every set. So be careful not to do junk volume. So like if 3 sets is better than 1, sure, but doesn't mean that 8 sets is worth doing. And if you do an 8th, that 9th set, the improvement's going to be absolutely fractional if there at all. So consider that when you're writing your programs.